Hey, all right. So, welcome back to Untamed and Unapologetic podcast. I'm Laura, and this is my sister Christy. And this is number 15. We are going to be talking today about the myth of the broken libido, which we've heard about, and we've talked to a lot of women, especially in our age range, that and also something that happens, I think, even in women that are a little bit younger, postpartum, definitely. But definitely as you hit perimenopause and menopause, the myth of the broken libido, and sort of the theme of this podcast is stop trying to feel turned on and to start feeling supported. So we often, or what we hear is that your desire disappears for sex. We're talking about sexual desire, that completely disappears. And what we're here to say is that it doesn't really truly disappear, but it shuts down when you don't feel safe, supported, or seen. And we're going to sort of, on this podcast, we're just going to sort of tip the iceberg. There's a lot to this. So we're going to keep going with this on other episodes. We're just going to really sort of very touch on it. Very, just a little bit. There's a lot to this one. So this is just the myth of the broken libido.
Yeah, I think we wanted to bring this topic up. I particularly did because I feel I've heard women say this, and like from friends or even acquaintances, people I don't know, like I've heard women talk about this. I was like, oh, this is interesting in a way that, oh, I don't have desire anymore, or they'll like be, I'm done with men, or I just don't care. I just don't care. It's like that feeling of I just don't care. And I've had it myself, like, I just don't care because you have other interests in your life. And it's like, do you really? And so I thought about this as like, well, okay, I'm not attracted. I don't want anyone to touch me. Or I've heard a lot of women say, oh, maybe I'm asexual now. I brought up that word once and people are like, oh yeah, that's me, asexual. Like you're not sexual at all. You don't want a woman. You don't want a man. Nothing in between. It's
right.
Just like you're
just
done.
Completely asexual. Like I'm done with all that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just really started thinking about it. And I was like, well, is that really the case? Are you really asexual at a certain point? Or is it just because you're exhausted, you're stressed, you don't feel supported, like that desire is gone. It's still deep. It's just deeply hidden. It's in there, very, very deeply hidden. And it's past traumas. It's just like you've tried, you've done it, and you just feel like you're done. But you're not truly asexual.
And I can say from experience that this was me.
Yeah, I've definitely felt
this was me.
too,
and I'm not going to get into my entire,
a lot of women.
I'm not going to get into my entire story right now in this podcast. But this was me. And unfortunately, it took a divorce, therapy, and some other things to pull me out of it. And I am definitely way on the other side.
That's good.
But because I was way on the other side prior, but it really, and that's one of the things that sort of fueled part of our idea for this podcast, part of it.
Yeah.
But also fueled sort of my desire to move forward in changing my career a little bit and sort of moving into becoming a sex educator, which I'm sort of working on for women in our age group. It's sort of helping women get through this. And I'm not done with my path there that I can fully do that. But
right.
That's, it was down there. Just was, yeah.
What was the one thing that you think the biggest shift you had to make to change it? Or did you have like an aha moment?
No, there were several, but I had to sort of find myself again and sort of become unburdened from everything that I thought
Mm.
um, was me. And I had a really hard time. My own personal thing was I had a really hard time. I had my daughter later in life, and I had a really hard time um, sort of meshing like wife, partner, mom, like those roles to me.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't if I'm supposed to be this good motherly figure and mom, then how am I supposed to be this partner that's supposed to be separate? And
Mm.
like, how can I do this? Like, I don't feel sexy
'Cause
as
you're a
like a
mom.
mom and be this good partner. And then yeah, I had a really hard time. So
Mm.
that was one of the things I think that's where it started to like, yeah,
Yeah.
like go downhill for me.
Mm.
So yeah, that was one of the things. There's more to it, but yeah, that was, yeah. So there wasn't necessarily an aha moment, but well, for me, I think I just had to, unfortunately, yeah, I had to sort of get on my own. I sort of had to
Mm.
really fall on my face.
Yeah, like hit
I
the
had to really sort of hit bottom.
rock bottom, what people say.
hmm to come out, and I would like to help women not to do that.
Mm. And realize that it's like,
Preferably,
I think it's
you know,
definitely something that's so common, right? That's
right?
not like talked about a lot.
No,
And a lot we're talking about today, it's like more of, are you always performing? Well, a lot of women like perform, or you're in a relationship or a marriage and it's just to keep the marriage together. Right.
right,
I've heard that a lot. It's like
right.
you
I
got to
just
do
have
your
sex
duty.
for him,
Yeah. So he doesn't
not
stray.
for me,
Yeah. And
right?
that's,
Which
yeah.
is, not super fun
Right. So one more thing you have to
to
do
do.
after you do the dishes or the laundry or go to work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't want to do that. So, um, yeah. So we have a quote here that so many women think their desire is dying. They
Mhm.
blame age, hormones, weight gain, kid stress, marriage, and they internalize it as failure. And your libido
Mm.
isn't broken. She's just overwhelmed, undertouched, and under supported. She needs safety, not pressure. So, and I think a lot of the
Mhm.
pressure we put on ourselves. I'm not
Yeah.
here. We're not here sitting here, and obviously
Yeah.
we're talking about heterosexual relationships right now. I mean, you could,
Yeah.
you know, that's what
Yeah.
that's where
That's
we're
generally,
at
yeah.
right now here talking about that. So, but so we're not, beating up the guys here.
Right. Yeah.
We're not
No.
saying that this
Because it
is,
happens the other way too. Like,
yeah, we're
yeah.
not saying this is the men's fault that they're not supportive necessarily. I don't think a lot of
Mhm.
husbands or boyfriends necessarily sort of know what to do
Right. Yes, I
'cause
agree.
it's not communicated either. Or maybe it's communicated and they don't really get it or know how to listen
Mhm.
or whatever. So I'm not
Yeah.
there. I'm not, this is not this is not a blamey thing. It's just,
Right.
yeah, we don't know how to support it ourselves as
And it's,
women.
yes.
We don't
'Cause-
really know what to do with it. And so we're hoping maybe that we can help
at least open up
open up the discussion.
about
Yeah.
it.
Um,
So what actually like shuts down? What do you think shuts down our desire? And I just thinking of, I'm not married, but friends that have been like married
Right.
relationships. It's like that emotional connection is not there. Or I have friends say
Right.
like, "Oh, I'm doing your laundry, picking up after you," and then at night it's like, "I'm your mom, and now you want me to have sex with you." It's not sexy, right? It's like I don't
Right.
feel sexy. And
Right.
again, you're not. Or people say my husband doesn't touch me enough, or doesn't, I'm not supported enough. And it's like I think you really have to give those things to yourself first, because if you constantly look outside of you for somebody to do these things for you, it's going to be hard to find.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have to.
Yeah, like what do you really need? Because when women have said to me, like, "Oh, I just don't feel like sexual anymore. I feel like that asexual word." I'm like, well, if there was like I don't know, like a Brad Pitt, Tom Hardy character, like that came into your life and it was like supporting you and just giving you back massages, running the
Right. How do you think
running
that
a
would
bath
work?
for you,
Yeah.
taking you out to dinner, and just kind of touching you essentially with no like expectations. Do you really think, you'd be like, nah, like I really think that way. I'm like, oh, I don't really care. But I was like, but really,
But if Tom Hardy was in the
yeah,
room,
it's just like you think it's so unrealistic at this point. You're like, okay, it's like a dream that you kind of shut down. That's how I feel it. I was
Right.
like, well, oh yeah, if that was like to come into my life.
yeah, I think that, and you hear this a lot from, the experts out there. If you think a lot of
Mhm.
therapists and therapists on the internet and Instagram and whatever, but couples need to date,
Yeah.
and they don't do that, and
Yeah.
you're sort of
Yeah,
stuck
that's
in this
big.
everyday sort of thing, and you don't get to sort of be encumbered by all the things, and you always feel like you have to provide. You
Mhm.
never get to feel like you get to get away
Right.
and be sort of free, or which we've talked about here, a woman's purpose is to what? Receive, right?
Yes. Yes.
To receive.
A
So
woman's.
you never get to sit and back and receive, right?
Mhm.
So I don't get to sit back and, you know, someone else watch the kids, someone take
Mhm.
them for a day,
Yeah.
and I don't get to sit and not worry about them
Right.
and not be concerned. And maybe I just want to take a bath, and I mean, I don't care about taking a bath, but maybe some people do.
Right.
But
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, and then and maybe there isn't the expectation at all of actual sex either.
Right.
Maybe it's just
Supported.
support.
Yeah. Support.
That there doesn't have to be that expectation of actual sex. Like, can we take that off the table
Yeah.
and there be more of that type of thing? Then maybe I have a chance to, meaning a woman, any woman, find my sensuality again, sort of my nervous system sort of relax.
Mhm.
I think that no longer, I don't have like the brakes on anymore.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that happens in midlife is that everything starts to, like, our hormones start to change, our brain starts to change, the way we feel starts to change, our mood starts to change. And so we want to keep living how we were the past like 10, 20, 30 years, because
Yeah.
I always think, oh my God, this pops up in my mind. I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to go out like running 10 miles and then go to work at night. And I'm like, I can't do that anymore because I need to rest. Like my body right now needs to rest more. And instead of looking at that as like, oh, I'm a failure, I'm broken, I can't do what I used to do, it's like an invitation to like soften, to be like, well, what does that bring me? What is now the next phase? Because we're not told like, oh, we can't do what we used to do, and that's viewed as like a bad thing.
Right.
But it's actually a huge shift. Oh, I slow down. I get to slow down and
'Cause
like be more present.
You could still do it, just maybe
I
in a
could,
different way.
yeah, in a different way. And nor do I actually want to.
Or maybe you don't
Like, I don't want to
to.
hustle as much as I still want to hike like I used to. So a lot of my friends my age, there was a group of us that were runners. And this relates to like sexuality, because it's like we want to keep going and have all this energy. And we used to do these runs, like these trail runs, and they'd be staged day after day after day. So we'd do this long
Yeah.
running. And I probably could still do it now, but now we're like, almost all of us has shifted into hiking. So instead of like the running, we're like, oh, let's go on a 5-day trip and hike. So instead of running, like we're just hiking. So it's almost like mirroring that stage of where we're at, just slow down, and you're looking at everything. We're still moving, we're still healthy, we're still badass because we're like hiking 10, 20, 30 miles a day, but it's slower.
It's slower. Right.
And like
yeah.
that's kind of what we're saying. And it's like,
Right.
that's like the gift. It's like I'm not looking, because when I'm running, I'm looking down at the ground most of the time. When I'm hiking,
Because you don't want to trip and kill
'cause
yourself.
You don't want to trip. Yeah, you have to.
You have to,
I'm
right,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, I didn't see a lot. But when it's like you hike, you slow down. There's no hurry to get to the next spot. And that's kind of the metaphor with being at life. I was like, oh yeah, that's where I am now. I get to slow down, talk to more people, just notice the surroundings around me. And the same thing with, that's when we feel like alive and sensual, right? But we're stuck in this like rat race where we're still trying to do all the things we did like 10 years ago, and our body's saying, no, you got to slow down. You have to shift.
Right.
You need to be supported.
Right. And I also do think that, you know, now sort of into midlife, like, you know, regardless of whether you've had children or not, your body
Yeah.
changes,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You get older. And so now, you know, your skin, like even if you, like I said, take children off the table, like pretend like you've not had children. So anyone who's had kids knows things can change there, right? But let's say even just take kids off the table.
Yeah.
Your skin, it becomes less elastic.
Yeah.
So like you have crepey skin, like it's women, you know what I'm talking about if you're our age, and if you're younger and listening to this, it's going to happen to you. It's not that big of a goddamn deal either.
All the creams out there, and I'm
all
like,
the creams.
no,
It's forget it. Whatever. Gives a shit. But you know your skin's crepier, whatever. So you look in, you might look in the mirror and go, I don't, you know, so there's a look thing too. Now you're like, oh, I don't feel as sexy because look at who could desire this body? I don't desire this body. How can he desire this body?
I felt like about my body, like, ew, gross. And then I thought, I was like,
ew, gross.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I
why am I
literally
hating this? So I think that,
yes, that's huge.
So that plays into it.
I've talked about, I have to interject one because I've talked about this with women like my age. I go, so some woman, she goes, have you looked at your knees when you do a down dog in yoga? I go, I wear tights. Because you get like that looseness around and you're like, whose legs are those?
Whose knees are those in down dog?
Yeah, I was like, you know, and it's like
I know,
real.
No, I'm not looking up.
Yeah, I was like,
no, I wear tights. I don't wear shorts.
I
don't wear shorts. I don't want to see that. No. You know,
and it's just like, your skin is looser. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I have. And we were just like laughing at the fact that your body changes.
It's just the way it goes.
That's it. So, and then you start to think, I was like, well, you know what? Who freaking cares?
Yeah,
like
that's how my skin is.
But I do feel like, you should shift into being like more sensual in that you feel more comfortable in your skin, even though it's like not where it was like
it's not as tight.
It's not as tight or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the emotional part. Like I'm so, oh my God, so much better like emotionally than I was 10, 20 years ago.
But I think that's one of the things where the libido, like people think they're asexual. I think that plays into it.
Yeah.
You know,
that you lost that desire. You're like,
because and that for me was also a big part of it, like attached to
your physical
appearance.
Yeah. And have you noticed like the men you date, what is their response to, like, if you complain about your body to them? Like,
they're like, you're a complete psychotic person.
Yeah. They're not noticing it.
No, they're like, in fact, I said to, you know, this guy that I said, you know, I'm thinking about maybe I should just, you know,
like cosmetic
I have
surgery.
a little bit of skin, and he's like, so then, what are you talking about? Like, well, like, are you completely out of your mind?
Yeah.
Like, so like, what are they gonna,
you're going to carve your body up.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
For what? He's like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
So no, it's like, there's nothing to take off.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, really? He's like, no. Crazy.
Yeah.
You're a crazy person.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's an accurate statement.
Yes.
But but I mean, you know, they no. So in most men, no. Yeah, they don't. But I think that plays into it as well. The physical state, the being, you know, feeling like you're constantly being asked, and like I said, the nervous system, all that lives inside. You know, and like I said, most women need a connection to get turned on. And I think people also misinterpret, which we just talked about, that connection being, you know, you bring me roses at the door when you pick me up for a date and you take me out to a nice dinner. That's amazing. I'm not going to say that's not lovely. But it's also, really, it's you do the dishes, you, um, you know, walk past me in the house and you know, just give me a random kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
You text me in the middle of the day, "Hey, how you doing?" Send me a smiley face.
Yeah.
You know, it's not these grand gestures of flowers and chocolates on
Right,
Valentine's Day, you know.
Right. It's the day to day.
In fact, oddly enough, like I have never liked Valentine's Day. Like I've never given a crap about Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. And one of
The
the
Hallmark
reasons I've
holiday.
never given a crap about Valentine's Day is because I've always felt like it's such a gimme. Like it's so easy for men. Like
Mm,
if you it's like too easy.
yeah.
It's like it's all over. No one could forget Valentine's Day. You have to be living in a box.
Yeah. But some people,
Well,
either they just don't
some people really
celebrate
love it.
Yeah.
So I don't always celebrate it because I'm like, get me flowers on a random Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Give me flowers on
exactly.
Valentine's Day. I mean, okay, but everybody else gets flowers on Valentine's
Right,
Day.
yeah.
Like, okay, whatever. Right. So I don't need flowers on Valentine's Day. You're good. Pass. So yeah. Do we want to quickly talk about what shuts down desire?
Yeah,
What
we
puts
can
on the
talk about-
brakes?
Yeah.
Really? And we've touched on some of this. So feeling unseen, right?
Mhm.
The overload, the emotional overload,
Mhm.
you know.
I think it's also the attachment to feeling seen. Like, why do I need to? Because I've asked that, like, well, why do I need to feel seen? Because you shift. It's like, oh, I'm not. There's like positives to like I'm not harassed anymore. Like,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
like not harassed, but it was just like there's that feeling of
I can run
I
down
got,
the
like,
street
run
and
down
I
the
don't get
street and
whistled at
or whatever
generally,
anymore. Yeah.
Like,
And it's like,
yeah.
and then women are like, oh, I want that. They want that attention. I was like, why do you need it?
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, oh
Hard
my
pass.
gosh. Yeah.
Leave me
Right.
alone.
Yes. And
Wanna
it's
run in
almost like a
peace.
powerful, like I can create whatever I want now, like from internally, like I get to create whatever life I want because my physical body is not like, it's just it's all internal. So if you feel like your physical, happens with a lot of the models. Like talked about one of the models.
Yeah.
She's like, I walk in a room, nobody's looking at me. Like your life was based on men turning their heads at you. That was what your life was based on.
Right, yeah.
And now you got to work on yourself. So you walk in a room, nobody's turning to look at you, you know?
Right,
Like
yeah.
now who are you? You know, it was
Yeah.
all physical, but it's beautiful because now you get to be who you are from a place of like internally a growth, self-growth.
Yeah.
Being touched.
Being
Yeah.
touched, feeling feeling like you have to be in the mood, you know.
Oh yeah, you don't. That was a big thing. You don't have to be in the mood. You have to be supported.
Yeah.
It's feeling supported.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things definitely. But it's yeah, it's not easy. So think about that. Things to think about. What sort of puts on your brakes and what sort of, and it's a hard thing, but we're going to keep talking about this. We just wanted to touch on it, but we wanted to, if you are in a space where you think you're asexual and it's gone, we also want you to think about, okay,
or lack of intimacy. Yeah.
who could walk in the room for you? And you're like, yeah, Tom Hardy was here, or if
Yeah,
whomever,
whoever.
I don't know, pick a character, pick a dude or
Right.
or a woman, I
Yeah.
don't know, right?
whatever.
And you'd be like, oh, maybe I would,
Maybe.
maybe,
Right. Yeah.
It's not gone. It's just, it's in hiding.
It's in hiding. So
It's in hiding.
we're gonna bring it back out.
We want to bring it back out. Trust me.
Right.
And when you
So-
bring it back out for the second time,
Oh, I like that.
oh,
It's ferocious.
She's ferocious.
She's untamed and
Unapologetic.
unapologetic.
That's right.
Woo! We'll end there.
Yeah.
Stay
Stay
untamed
untamed and unapologetic. We'll see you soon.